Okay, folks, let's deal with fear 4 in content creation, and that is the fear that everyone is watching. And it's really the fear that everyone is watching and they're going to poke fun because you're not going to be any good, or you're going to be dressed wrong, or you're going to stumble over your words, or they're going to, disagree with your content. They're basically going to point and be mean. I mean, that's the sort of the crux of this fear. And it's definitely something I felt, but it's also one of the easiest to get rid of, because I'm sorry to break this to you, but everyone's not going to be watching. Yesterday we talked about fear 3, which is the fear that no one will be watching, and that is much closer to what is likely to happen. And that's okay, because as you build your audience, it's going to go first through the people that already know you and already like you and like your work and trust you. That's how it's going to build. And they're predisposed to be kind. And then as you go on, it's going to build out into the niche of people you are serving. And I think, it's important to say that your content is going to be irrelevant to almost everyone. I mean, if we take me as an example, I make videos that help, I say leaders, mavericks and misfits tell better stories about their business, their brand, their products, their service. Yeah, and that is irrelevant to almost everyone. I'm doing this little series here on fear about getting started in content creation, but the thrust of it is still about storytelling in business and how we can get our message out. And that's irrelevant to almost everyone. Your content will be irrelevant to almost everyone, but you can make it hyper targeted to the people it's aimed at, and that will make them much more likely to interact and engage, and in a positive way. I mean, I think you will get people who challenge your ideas, and that's good. We need our feet held to the fire. We need to be sharpened by debate, don't we? But there's a difference between that, which is good, and the kind of the positively obnoxious people who just want to make trouble and be mean. And I have to say, I mean, I've made 85 odd videos now, and I haven't seen any of that. Obscurity is much, much more the bigger issue. But if someone is serially obnoxious, you block them, right? You can block them on any of the channels. You can cut them out. The thing is, we need to create a thicker skin, I think, and then just deal with it. When I first wrote the novels, I was buried in 5-star reviews, and then one day I got a 1-star review, which were 2 words. I can't remember what the words were now, which is a very healthy sign, actually, because for days I obsessed about this. And it's like Julia Roberts says in Pretty Woman, the bad stuff is easier to believe, right? And it is, but we have to develop that thicker skin and just realise that, what we think matters so much probably doesn't matter at all to the person who wrote it, right? So, in summary, this is the end of the video. In summary, everyone is not going to be watching. The people who are watching will be people who are predisposed to like your content. And if anyone is, mean or serially obnoxious, you can just vote them off the island. Whatever it is you're doing. Okay, now tomorrow, in the next video, we're going to deal with the 5th and final of the big fears that I had, which is the fear that this might not work, the fear that I could put in all this effort, all this time into creating content, and it might not work. That is a real fear, and we're going to deal with it tomorrow. See you in the next video.